consciousness that tells you what's right from wrong. Beyond whether you have a religion or not, you know that's actually wrong. I shouldn't kill him, and I don't even feel good killing him.
I don't
you
know.
Sure? You should study history because a lot of people argue with that.
And that's fine, and they can argue that. But I don't think because then there are places where we decide that murder is right, don't we? We decide on death.
But that's what we're complaining about. That's not right.
No, but that's the thing. Though. It's I think there can be a right time for anything, even murder.
We decide. In society.
If somebody coming into your house to kill you.
That's the point. That's what I'm saying. People decide that, okay, I'm going to murder this human being if this human being is affecting the lives of 20 other people. 20 other people's lives.
That person's life.
Whether it's that person and that person has kids. If it's that person's life that says, I'm going to kill him before me, yeah, it's a human being. Actually, it's not. Because in some cases, it's like, I really didn't have to kill him. If you talk to people who kill people, they actually feel really depressed about killing people. They're not actually normal anymore. They're actually not happy. And because they know it's not an actual good thing. That's what you hear all the time from people who kill people and got caught or whatever, and they talk about it and say, yeah, it's like you lose a piece of your humanity. Because you actually do. Because there's a human consciousness and a genetic makeup to us that actually is like, oh shit, that was wrong. Or people who kill, they say the first time I killed somebody, I threw up. Lions, bees, ants, an ant's genetic makeup is to serve the queen. There's no critical, hey queen, why you sitting up there and I gotta go out and die? A bee's genetic makeup is to protect the hive, make honey. A lion's genetic makeup, they move solely on instinct. There is no critical thought in the line of, well, I don't have to actually eat the gazelle. I can just eat grass for the rest of my life and feed my kids grass. No, I'm hungry. I have to eat. A dog too. A dog doesn't have they have personality, they have expression, but they don't have critical thought to say, hey, Don Juan, you didn't walk me today, and I'm gonna go walk myself. And guess what? I figured out all the routes where I can walk. They don't have that.
But you like the dog is never like just left and wait and walked and like walked by.
But if you do let a dog out, a dog will come back. If you let a dog out and the dog knows where home is, a dog will come back.
A dog will come back, but a dog does not have critical thought.
He's not gonna look both ways before crossing the street.
A dog doesn't have. Okay, that's the point.
I know a dog get hit by cars.
All the time.
A dog. Okay, listen. A dog, or animals in general, do not. The genetic makeup is made a certain way. They do not have that nervous system that develops critical thought to have the ability to reason and do certain things like write, make poetry, make songs. That's the difference.
Sir, they also don't have opposable thumbs. Let's not come on. Maybe if they didn't have opposable thumbs and they got both things, they would write poetry and shit like that.
Why are they talking?
They are talking. They're not speaking our language, but they're talking.
You know that.
I don't speak Chinese, but I know they're speaking it.
Okay, great. But if you get a Chinese person to live in America for probably about 20 years, I guarantee you they can understand and speak English.
Yeah.
If you get a dog, whether you teach it or don't teach it, they're going to understand words. They're going to pick it up.
You don't think the dog understands stop?
But why aren't they speaking the language?
Maybe they don't have the.
They don't have the actual. It's in there, man. You can study the science. It is in there. You can take a dog's DNA, go into a science lab, put it there. They don't have the critical thought to do this shit. That's the point. Animals don't. That's the difference. When people say, "Well, humans are animals," it's like actually, we're mammals, but we're not really animalistic because we actually have the ability to do things and reason and do shit with critical thought, whereas other animals don't. Not
well, other animals can fly and we can't fly. You know what I mean?
What does that have to do? That's a genetic
makeup. I know, and that's
not reason.
I'm just saying because you said we're
that's a
mammals, but we're not animals.
I'm talking about
a mental other shit.
But I'm talking about a mental attribute. I'm not talking about a physical attribute. So what? A bear is obviously physically 10 times powerful than all of us in here combined in the room.
So I'm just saying, maybe we got different shit. Maybe we got more. We're still animals, but we're just.
But the point. Okay, great. But the point is, though, at the end of the day, because of that, we do have the ability to reason and actually say what is right or wrong. I actually do have the ability to have a choice and say, that doesn't feel cool to do that. Yeah. Even when I do it to the other person, I don't feel right about that. So why did I do that?
Yeah, you can decide that.
But the problem is, But the problem is we are being we do it for power, egoic reasons, and that's the terminology ego. And right now, where the conversation started was, we are being influenced not to use our reason anymore. We just sit here and just do what you're given and live that way and shut up.
Is that animalistic tendencies?
Yes. Just shut up and do what you're given. Move here, move in. Say, you need food, go get food. Watch TV, shut up. We're not actually using our ability to reason and say, wait a minute, do I really want to do these things? Is it right? Does it make sense that everybody on the house lost their house? Does it make sense that all the friends that I grew up with are in jail?
Yeah.
Does it make sense that I go to school here and I don't learn, they don't even teach me the difference between an apple and a fucking orange, but when I went to school in Lafayette, they're talking about calculus, and we're the same age as those kids. Does it make sense that some guy like Romney is making his decisions for me about how he wants to go to war? Does it make sense that some guy like Romney or some president is going to send a bunch of young guys between the ages of 18 to 35 to go get their legs blown off and their heads blown off for no particular reason at all, but so they can get money? That's the point.
I think that is a good question. All those are good questions, and you should examine all sides of that.
You do examine all sides of that, and you realize, okay, if we're speaking for the mass and the population, it is not right because it doesn't make people feel good. Mothers are crying. Fathers are crying. Mothers are losing their children before the time. Children are saying, I don't want to die. I don't want to go to jail. I'm 16. I don't want to spend the next 30 years of my life in jail. This doesn't even make sense.
That doesn't mean I want to be hungry either.
It doesn't mean I want to be hungry either, but I don't even actually want to go sell drugs to go make money. I just can't get a fucking job. And I don't know anything else. I actually want to go to a school where they teach me something. Man, fuck that. Wouldn't it be good if I knew how to build that car? But for some reason, nobody wants to tell me. Why is it that nobody actually wants to tell me what's actually going on? And when a mass population of people feel that way, that's when you say...
They gravitate, that's when they gravitate to other
You
shit.
also have to ask, like, is that the mass population? Like,
it is the mass population.
Are we just talking about the bubble of Oakland? Are we just talking about...
I think you're questioning things just a question.
No, wait. You see, that's the thing. You were just talking about we don't use our thoughts enough. We're just accepting what people tell us, and then you tell me I asked too many questions.
Okay, so if we're on a plantation in North Carolina, and we're picking cotton, and we're not happy, we're angry, we're tired, we're sick, and we say, I don't think we like this anymore, let's do something. You can't sit there and say, but that's just us. What about the people in Virginia? They might not, like,
why can't we say that? That's the thing. Like, you're asking for people to think critically, but no, you want them to think in your way critically.
It's not thinking in my way critically. It's the actual.
Why can't I ask that question?
Okay, good. Ask the question, and the answer will be, okay, well, great. Look at the numbers. The numbers and the interviews from state to state of people saying they're not happy with it. I agree with that guy in California. This shit is fucked up. I agree with that guy in New York. This shit is fucked up. I agree with that guy in South Africa. Apartheid fucked up, and we shouldn't live that way. That's when that mass amount of people say that's a problem. I don't think that one man should control everybody's money.
But what is their action saying?
What do you mean, what is their action?
What is their action saying? When people really want things to change, when you really want something to change, you do something about it.
Yeah.
And people don't seem to be doing something about it. It's like a woman who's in an abusive relationship and she says she wants to.
What happens if the
you can't point to some shit you can't see? You can't see some shit that you're in.
Thank you.
Wait, explain this. Explain this.
If you don't know, like,
Elaborate. Keep that going. That's what we do this for.
You can't point to something you can't see. You can't see something you're in. Most people who are experiencing the
get
shit
on
that
this?
we're in, they don't know how to dissect and analyze the shit that we're in.
Because they know how to make
that's the structure of what we're living in. You're not supposed to know that.
Okay.
They know how to take action, but they don't know that a lot of the actions they're going to make
if I go back
are going to be negative.
If I go back to
what are you talking about? We already do negative actions.
No, the negative actions but the negative actions is not towards an action of change for the better. The negative action is towards, I just need to get to the next day. It's like, if I bring it back to the analogy of slavery again, the point of slavery is not just so I can have black people pick my fucking cotton because I'm lazy. The point of slavery is so I can keep them oppressed. So I'm going to
make money off the oppression.
Make money off your oppression. So I'm going to tell you all the bullshit possible just so you don't believe it. Some religions even did that with science. I'm going to tell you all the bullshit possible about Earth so so that you're too scared to even question. Hey, don't go to that mountain over there. There's my slave. If you decide to escape, your head will blow up when you get back.
But people still ran. People still revolted, right?
Because they got to a place where they were like, I don't care anymore.
And that's what I'm saying. When people decide to make those types of decisions, things will change. But if people are not doing that, obviously they're not really as pissed as they say they are.
They're not. I think they're not. I think it's a fear, and I think it's a
real thing when you really have nothing to lose. When you really have, but that's the thing. When you really have nothing to lose, that's the thing. If you're conditioned, then obviously you don't think.
But that goes back to the beginning of the conversation, what we were talking about with the material idea. It's this idea when you're conditioned to believe that, you know what, I'm not going to be desperate to do it because fuck it, I don't want to lose. It's the idea of pumping fear. I'll kill all the Black Panthers. I'll kill Malcolm X, so that you feel like everything is useless. You don't have to fight anymore.
But that's the thing. If you already feel like, but that's the thing. We were just talking about people who feel like they have nothing to lose anymore will do crazy shit like sell drugs and kill other people and shit like that. Now, if people who really don't want to be in this situation anymore, who really feel like, man, this is fucked up, my schools are fucked up, and I got nothing to live for anymore, but I want better than this, then they will fucking strike out against that.
But obviously they don't. They're not doing that. They're not striking. That's what Josh just mentioned. They're not striking out and striking against the system because they're living in a system that's telling them that's not the situation. It's not really fucked up. It's fucked up because you're just naturally stupid. It's fucked up because you're just not making money.
Then they don't think that it's fucked up, do they?
No, what are you saying? They don't know any
I wish I had a better camera.
No, but that's
honestly confused.
Thank you. They're honestly confused. They don't know.
So that's what I'm saying. But you're saying that, like,
this is what we talk about on a daily basis. If you really want to find more, please come down to the East Side Arts Alliance, and we can continue having this conversation.
So that's why
to be continued.
They don't know.